If you're searching for the right name of God to unlock wealth, stop looking, because 99 out of 100 people are using the wrong one, and the one that actually works isn't what you think. I am Rabbi Shimon, 83 years old, 7 decades studying Kabbalah and the hidden mechanics of Torah. And I'm going to tell you something that most rabbis won't say out loud. There are 72 names of God encoded in Scripture. Not 71, not 73, exactly 72. And one of them, just one, governs the flow of material provision in your life. The Kabbalistic masters have known this for centuries. They've tested it. They've proven it. And today, I'm going to show you exactly which one it is and how to activate it. But before we go deeper, I need to know you're serious. Hit that like button right now and leave a comment with these 4 words. Provision flows through me. Type it exactly like that, because what I'm about to share isn't theory. This is ancient technology, and it only works for people who are ready to move beyond religious ritual into spiritual precision. Let me tell you what happened 6 weeks ago that made me decide to teach this publicly. A man came into my study, 72 years old, retired accountant, faithful Jew his entire life, prayed 3 times a day, observed Shabbat, gave to charity, did everything by the book, and he was broke. Not poor, broke. His pension wasn't covering his medications. His daughter was helping with rent. He felt humiliated, and he said something I'll never forget. "Rabbi, I've been calling on God my whole life. I've used every prayer I know. Why won't He provide for me?" I asked him one question. "When you pray for provision, which name of God do you use?" He looked at me like I was speaking another language. "What do you mean, which name? I say Adonai. I say Hashem. What other names are there?" And that's when I knew he'd been praying his entire life using the wrong spiritual frequency. It's like dialing a phone number with 1 digit wrong. The line is open, the system works, but you're not connecting to the department you need. Here's what most people don't understand about the names of God. They're not just titles. They're not poetic descriptions. Each one is a specific spiritual frequency that opens a specific channel in the universe. One name governs healing. Another governs protection. Another governs wisdom. Another governs relationships. And one, just one, governs material provision and financial flow. If you're using the wrong name for what you need, you're praying into empty space. The 72 names aren't even found in most prayer books. They're encoded in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verses 19 through 21. 3 verses. Each verse has exactly 72 Hebrew letters. And when you arrange those letters in a specific pattern, first verse forward, second verse backward, third verse forward, you get 72 3-letter combinations, 72 names, 72 frequencies, 72 doorways into different aspects of divine reality. Now let me go deeper, because this is where most people get lost. You've been taught to pray generically. God bless me. God help me. God provide for me. And you wonder why nothing changes. You wonder why your prayers feel like they're bouncing off the ceiling. You wonder why other people seem to have financial favor and you're still struggling. And late at night, when the bills are stacked on your table and the fear is pressing on your chest, you ask yourself the question you're afraid to say out loud. Does God even hear me? He hears you, but you're not speaking the right language. Think about it like this. Imagine you need emergency medical care. You call the hospital. The line connects. But instead of asking for the emergency room, you just say, "I need help." The operator says, "Which department?" And you keep saying, "Just help. Someone help me." You're on the right line. The system is working. But you're not using the specific language that connects you to what you actually need. That's what's happening with your prayers for provision. You're calling out to God, and God hears you, but you're not using the specific frequency that opens the channel of material blessing. You're using generic names, general titles, and they're not wrong, they're just not precise. You've tried everything else. You've tithed, you've given to the poor, you've fasted, you've declared scriptures, you've prayed at dawn, you've lit candles, you've worn special garments. You've done everything your tradition taught you. And you're still struggling financially, still worried about next month, still feeling like there's a ceiling you can't break through. And the voice in your head keeps asking, "What am I doing wrong?" I'm going to tell you, you're using the wrong name. Let me take you to the source, because this isn't something I invented. This is encoded in the most dramatic moment in all of Jewish history. And when you see where the 72 names come from, you'll understand why they work. Turn with me to the book of Exodus, chapter 14. The Israelites have just escaped Egypt. They're standing at the edge of the Red Sea. Behind them, they can hear the Egyptian army. 600 chariots, thousands of soldiers, weapons gleaming in the sun. In front of them, water. Impossible water. Water that means death if they go forward, death if they stay still. And Moses is standing there with 3 million panicking people screaming at him. And in that moment, that impossible, desperate, terrifying moment, Moses does something that changes everything. He doesn't pray a generic prayer. He doesn't say, "God help us." He speaks 3 specific verses. Exodus 14, verses 19, 20, and 21. And hidden in those 3 verses is the spiritual technology that split the sea. Let me show you what's actually written there, because the English translation doesn't capture what's happening in the Hebrew. Verse 19. And the angel of God, who had been going before the camp of Israel, moved and went behind them. And the pillar of cloud moved from before them and stood behind them. 72 letters in Hebrew. Each letter is a frequency. Each word is a vibration. And this verse describes protection, the angel repositioning, the cloud moving, creating a barrier between Israel and destruction. Verse 20. And it came between the camp of Egypt and the camp of Israel. And there was the cloud and the darkness, yet it gave light by night, and one did not come near the other all night. 72 letters. This verse describes separation, light and darkness occupying the same space but not mixing. The enemy held back while the blessing moves forward. This is the mechanics of divine intervention. Verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. 72 letters. This verse describes breakthrough, the impossible becoming possible, the barrier becoming a pathway. Water, which represents chaos, which represents obstacle, obeying a higher command and opening up. Protection, separation, breakthrough. 3 verses, 216 letters total. And when the Kabbalists arranged those letters in the ancient pattern, forward, backward, forward, They discovered 72 three-letter combinations, 72 names, 72 keys. And here's what the masters found when they tested these names over centuries of practice. Each one opens a different door. Name number 12 governs healing from emotional wounds. Name number 25 governs protection from enemies. Name number 41 governs clarity in confusion. Name number 64 governs overcoming fear. And name number 11, Lamed Aleph Vav, governs the flow of material provision. Let me break down what this name actually means in Hebrew, because the precision matters. Lamed is the tallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It represents learning, teaching, reaching upward. In Kabbalah, Lamed is the letter of aspiration, of wanting more, of stretching beyond where you are. When this letter appears in a divine name, it means God is responding to your desire for elevation. Not greed, elevation, the holy desire to rise. Aleph is the first letter, the silent letter. In Hebrew, Aleph makes no sound on its own. It only gives sound to other letters. In Kabbalah, Aleph represents infinite potential, the breath before the word, the moment before creation. When this letter appears, it means raw divine power is available. Not yet formed, not yet limited, pure possibility. Vav is the connector, the letter that means and. In the structure of Hebrew, Vav links things together. It bridges heaven and earth, past and future, desire and fulfillment. When this letter appears in a divine name, it means the connection is being made. The channel is opening. What was separate is now joined. Put them together. Lamed Aleph Vav. The name that means divine provision meets human aspiration through an open channel. This is the frequency of financial breakthrough. This is the name that governs material flow. This is what you've been missing. Now I'm going to show you that this isn't just mystical theory. This is proven. This is tested. This is documented in the lives of real people who learn to use this name with precision. First, look at the biblical pattern. Abraham, the father of our faith, had a specific encounter with provision that demonstrates this principle. Genesis 15. God promises him descendants like the stars. But Abraham is old, his wife is barren, and he's worried about inheritance, about legacy, about provision for the future. And God doesn't just say, "Trust me." God shows him the stars and gives him a specific vision, a specific promise attached to a specific moment. That encounter changed Abraham's financial reality. Within chapters, he's negotiating land purchases, commanding servants, wealthy enough to rescue his nephew with a private army. The shift happened when the specific promise met the specific need. Second pattern, Joseph in Egypt. He's in prison, forgotten, no connections, no resources. And then in one day, one single day, he goes from prisoner to prime minister. Why? Because he understood the principle of divine timing meeting human preparation. He'd been storing wisdom during the years of obscurity, and when Pharaoh needed that specific wisdom, the channel opened. Provision flooded in, not gradually, instantly, because the right frequency was activated. Third pattern, the widow of Zarephath in 1 Kings 17. She's down to her last handful of flour and last drops of oil. One meal left before she and her son starve. And the prophet Elijah shows up and asks her to make him bread first. It makes no logical sense, but she does it. And the moment she acts in alignment with the spiritual principle, giving from emptiness, trusting the specific instruction, her flour doesn't run out, and her oil doesn't fail. The provision becomes supernatural. Not because she prayed harder, because she aligned with the specific frequency of miraculous supply. These aren't fairy tales. These are documentation of spiritual law in action. Now let me give you 3 modern testimonials from people I know personally who learned to use name number 11 with precision. A woman in Jerusalem, I'll call her Miriam, was a widow living on Social Security. Barely enough for food, no savings. Her apartment needed repairs she couldn't afford. Someone taught her about the 72 names. She started meditating on Lamed Aleph Vav every morning, not just saying it, visualizing the letters, feeling the frequency. Within 3 weeks, a distant relative she hadn't heard from in 20 years contacted her about an inheritance she didn't know existed. Not millions, but enough to fix her apartment, buy a year of groceries, and have a cushion. She told me, "Rabbi, the money was there the whole time, but the channel wasn't open until I used the right key." A man in Brooklyn, a jewelry maker, was drowning in debt, business slow, rent overdue. He learned this practice from a Kabbalist in Crown Heights, started incorporating Lamed Aleph Vav into his morning prayers. Specific, intentional, not begging, aligning. Within 6 weeks, a celebrity influencer walked into his shop randomly, bought 15 pieces, posted about him online. His orders tripled overnight. He paid off his debt in 4 months. He said, "I didn't work harder. I didn't change my craft. I just opened the right channel." A couple in Los Angeles, both teachers, living paycheck to paycheck, wanted to buy a house but couldn't save a down payment. Someone showed them the meditation on this specific name. They practiced it together every Friday night, visualizing the letters, speaking the frequency, not demanding, inviting. Within 90 days, one of them was offered a position at a private school with double the salary. The other received a surprise settlement from an old insurance claim they'd forgotten about. Combined, it was exactly the down payment they needed. They told me, "We've been praying for years, but we've been using generic language. The moment we used the specific name, the specific answer came." This is pattern. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual technology functioning exactly the way it was designed to function 3,000 years ago. So let me give you the exact steps. Not philosophy, not theory, practical instruction you can begin today. Step 1. Learn to write the name. Get a piece of paper. Write the 3 Hebrew letters, Lamed, Aleph, Vav. If you don't know Hebrew script, find an image online and copy it by hand. The act of writing it creates a physical anchor in your consciousness. Your hand learns the shape. Your eyes learn the pattern. Your brain starts to recognize the frequency. Step 2. Meditate on the letters every morning before you pray. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Visualize the 3 letters glowing in front of you, not as black ink, as light, golden light. See Lamed reaching upward. See Aleph pulsing with potential. See Vav connecting heaven and earth like a bridge. Hold that image for 3 minutes minimum. Let your breathing slow. Let your spirit align. Step 3. Speak the name out loud. Not shouting, not whispering. clear and intentional. Lamed, Aleph, Vav. Say it 9 times. 9 is the number of completion in Hebrew numerology. Each repetition is like turning a key in a lock. The first few turns might feel like nothing is happening. Keep turning. The lock will open. Step 4. State your specific need clearly. Don't say, "God bless my finances." Say exactly what you need. I need $1,200 for rent by the 15th. I need a client who pays 30% more than my current rate. I need an unexpected income source within 30 days. Specific, measurable, time-bound. The universe responds to precision. Step 5. End with surrender. After you've stated the need, say these words. I've opened the channel. I've used the key. The provision is already released. I receive it with gratitude. Then, let it go. Don't obsess. Don't worry. Don't check your bank account every hour. You've made the call. The answer is on its way. Step 6. Watch for the unusual. Divine provision rarely comes through the channels you expect. It might be a refund you forgot about, a client from 5 years ago suddenly returning, a skill you have that someone suddenly needs and will pay for, a debt forgiven, a gift from an unexpected source. Don't limit how the provision can come. Just stay open and alert. Step 7. When provision comes, speak the name again in gratitude. Close the loop. Say, Lamed Aleph Vav, the channel is open. The provision came through. I honor this flow. This isn't optional. Gratitude keeps the channel open for the next time you need it. Now let me tell you what to expect day by day, because managing your expectations is part of the practice. Day 1. You'll feel strange doing this. It's unfamiliar. Your mind will tell you it's silly. Do it anyway. Strangeness doesn't mean it's not working. It means you're doing something new. Day 2 and 3. You might feel a subtle shift in your anxiety about money, not because anything external changed yet, but because you've accessed a spiritual technology that your soul recognizes as real. Pay attention to that piece. It's evidence the channel is opening. Day 4 through 7. Small, unexpected things might start showing up. A coupon in the mail, someone buying you coffee, finding $20 in an old coat. These aren't the big breakthrough yet. They're confirmation signals. The frequency is connecting. Week 2. Larger movements start. A bill gets reduced. A payment plan gets approved. A side opportunity appears. Don't dismiss these as luck. They're the channel widening. Week 3 and beyond. The specific provision you asked for manifests. Maybe exactly as you envisioned. Maybe in a form you didn't expect, but that meets the same need. When it comes, don't forget step 7. Honor the flow. Let me close with this, because time is running out and you need to hear the truth. We're living in a generation where people are praying harder than ever and seeing less breakthrough than ever. Why? Because we're using generic spiritual language in a universe that operates on precision. We're dialing wrong numbers and wondering why no one answers. We're using title words when we need frequency words. The 72 names of God aren't religious decoration. They're not Kabbalistic poetry. They're functional spiritual technology that works whether you understand it or not. but it works better when you understand it. And it works best when you use the specific key for the specific lock. Name number 11, Lamed Aleph Vav, is the key to the provision lock. Not luck, not coincidence, law. When you activate this frequency with precision and faith, the channel opens. When the channel opens, the flow begins. And when the flow begins, your financial reality changes. But I need you to take action right now. Not tomorrow, not after you think about it, now. Leave a comment with these 4 words. Provision flows through me. Let that declaration mark this moment. Let it go into the spiritual realm as a statement of intention. And if this teaching opened your eyes to something you've never seen before, share this video. Send it to someone who's been praying for breakthrough and getting silence. Send it to someone who's faithful but frustrated. Send it to someone who needs to learn that God has 72 names, and using the right one changes everything. May the Holy One, blessed be He, open the windows of heaven over your life. May the channel of provision flow without ceasing. May you lack nothing that you need for your purpose. May the frequency of Lamed Aleph Vav become as familiar to your spirit as your own breath. And may you never again pray generic prayers when specific keys are available. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Shalom, my friend.